Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me back here today for a brand new pick a card reading. For those of you that are new to the channel, hello and welcome in. My name is Melissa, and for today's video we're going to be looking at what's next in love for singles. So in this reading, what I'm going to be looking into are kind of the next energies my single viewers out there are getting ready to embark on as it pertains to their love life. Okay, so what I'm going to be looking at are kind of the overall energies you're going to be dealing with, and then we're going to take a look at any potential blockages or hang-ups that you may need to be aware of as you move into this next phase in love, whatever that is for you. I really wanted to make this singles love reading feel a little bit more empowering, so I'm going to be focusing in a lot on the things that you guys can do to really empower yourselves to create the type of love life that you truly desire within your heart, okay? Full transparency, the last time that I posted a singles love reading on the channel, I felt like I was getting a lot of spicy and frustrated comments in the comment section. I totally understand. I think that it can be hard sometimes when you feel like you've done everything that you can do and you're still not getting the results that you wanted. So that's why today's video is going to be much more focused on the empowerment piece of things versus here's every little detail of what's going to happen necessarily. If you guys were to book a singles love reading with me on my booking site, it would be very similar to what I'm going to be doing in today's pick a card. So if that's something that you're interested in, I always have that as an option for you. So just a few disclaimers. Remember, guys, this is a general reading, so keep in mind that some of the messages may be very specific and resonant to you. Other messages might not. So if it's feeling confusing or doesn't feel like it fits your situation, it's probably not your message. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Please don't let anything in these general readings get you down or get you upset if it's not specifically resonating with your situation. And as I mentioned, you can always opt to book a personal. Personal readings really with any reader. It doesn't have to be me. But a personal reading is always going to get you a much more specific and accurate read on your personal situation. Okay, so I just want to ask for you guys to really come into this reading with me with an open mind, a growth mindset, right? Because there's always something that we can be learning. There's always something that we can be improving. And please don't shoot the messenger if you don't like what it says, okay? I'm just here to help. So let's go ahead and get into our card selection. We're doing 3 piles today. So on the left, we have pile 1. We're working with some Opalite. For pile 2, we are working with Fluorite. And for pile 3, we're working with pink Rhodochrosite. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about your love life and what is next in love for you, my singles out there. Go ahead and select the card or crystal you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box to locate the timestamp. That will skip you to your chosen reading. See you there. Hello, pile number 1. If you guys picked out the Opalite crystal, this is going to be your singles love reading. So we're going to start just by kind of looking into the overall energies of what's coming through for you in love. We'll get a little bit of information about what you guys can expect. And then, of course, a lot of this reading is going to be focused in on your advice, guidance, helping you to uncover any blockages that are preventing you from attracting in the type of romantic partner that you desire, or just any blockages you should be aware of as you're navigating any new situations coming your way, okay? As I mentioned in the intro, guys, please come to this with an open mind, a growth mindset, and please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading the cards as they come through. So for you guys, pile 1, we start with Secret Admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Well, that's exciting. We also have Interference. An external party is intruding on this relationship. And we have Past Life. Okay. So I want to go in with some tarot cards just to see what other info we can get about this situation. Let's see. Let's get a card to represent the situation itself here. What does pile 1 need to know about the situation itself? So we have a 4 of Wands. Let's get a card to represent your energy in this situation, pile 1. the Tower. Wow. And this person's energy, or a person's energy of significance for pile 1. The Star card reversed, and we do have a Queen of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. All right. So let's see here. Let's see. So pile number 1. Somebody here in this situation is not being totally truthful and honest about how they feel about things. I do feel like you guys, there is definitely a lot of emotion here with this situation with the Queen of Cups. I think that there is a potential here to have a strong, loving connection between two people. But I'm also getting a dynamic here of maybe like one person being the emotional kind of stability for the other person, because I am seeing some energies of instability here within this situation, okay? So there's someone here who's not being totally honest about how they're feeling. And it's interesting because I think it's your person for a lot of you guys, because the Queen of Cups is coming through as the undertone of their star energy. And so this is maybe indication here that your person is the one who has these feelings, but they just may not be super forthcoming about how they're actually feeling. Underneath the deck here, we also have the Two of Swords, which is all about kind of not addressing an elephant in the room. You know, so there could have been this energy of this person kind of just keeping it to themselves for a long time. There is an energy of interference here, though, and I feel like maybe some of you guys know about this with the Tower, because this is about an external party intruding on the relationship. So there's someone here that is dealing with something else aside from this connection, and perhaps this is the reason why they're not being totally forthcoming about how they're feeling about this situation. This could be a person or a situation that's been going on for a while in your life. I know secret admirer sometimes indicates like it could be someone new, but this definitely feels like someone that you guys maybe already have history with, at the very least on a friendship level. Past life is talking about, you know, knowing them for a long time, feeling really familiar about someone. So even if this is a fairly new situation that you guys are encountering coming up in the future, you may get that deja vu feeling like you've met them before. This could be someone that you've known in a previous lifetime, if that's something you all believe in here. But there's definitely an emphasis here on the past. And so what I'm going to say is, I think that this is a soul level connection. I think that this is a connection that can teach you guys something about yourselves. And with the Four of Wands here, this is soulmate energy as well. However, sometimes these types of connections are like a little bit tougher. You know, they teach us a little bit of a tougher lesson. Sometimes it's a little bit of a tougher energy, and that is kind of what I'm feeling, especially on your side. Well, really both of you guys. So I think this situation here with the Four of Wands, I think that this is definitely, again, a relationship that is like a soulmate relationship. I'm wondering if you guys have met this person through like your friend group or your community, or maybe at some sort of a party or an event, a celebration, something like that with the Four of Wands coming up here, because there's a lot of joyous energy. There's a lot of happy energy here. And again, there's this feeling of community or familiarity. So it definitely seems like you and this person kind of already know each other in some capacity here. And someone's just not saying the truth of how they feel. You guys, though, again, with the Tower is telling me that there's something about this situation that is shocking. Like maybe it's an energy of you guys not knowing right off the bat that this person had something else going on. Again, third party, don't jump to conclusions, guys, because sometimes it does mean they have another person. Sometimes it just means it's other stuff going on in their life that's blocking them from coming forward, like work or whatever, or them not being ready, whatever. But this Tower card is so interesting because in this depiction of the Tower, it's like she's the one that's blown the Tower up. So it makes me feel like you guys almost like blew the lid up on whatever the secret was here, whether it's you guys blew the lid on finding out their feelings or finding out about this interference energy. There's definitely some sort of Tower moment or shocking realization or shocking energy coming up on your end of things, but it feels like you were kind of in the driver's seat of it, if that makes sense. This just could also be talking about how this situation feels a little bit surprising to some of you guys as well. You know, like that maybe you didn't even realize that this person had feelings for you, or that this was even a potential option. You're shocked by it. Now, your person's energy here with the star reversed is showing someone that's kind of in a lack of hope sort of space. They're not the most optimistic right now. They could be a little bit moody or in their feelings right now. And it's interesting because you guys are at the tower and they're at the star, which 16 and 17, they come right after the other here. So whatever happened with this situation or is happening with this situation currently, you know, it's definitely something that has shaken it to the core. It's shaken its foundation to the core, or the foundation of this connection to the core. And there is a foundation here with the Four of Wands. And I think that this person is struggling to kind of heal from this or recover from this. They may be feeling very blocked in terms of being able to tell you how they feel, or feeling like maybe they have really messed up beyond repair. So let's look pile number 1. I just want to see really quickly, getting into the advice portion of the reading, what is blocking you at this time when it comes to love? And what's kind of being triggered by this particular situation here? Because it definitely seems intense. We have criticizing. Criticizing your partner is driving them away. Focus on their good qualities. Okay. So this could also be talking about why this person is not feeling hopeful or optimistic about this connection, because there is something coming up here for you guys around this energy of criticizing. You know, maybe this is something to reflect on, and again, every situation's different, you guys. If this person really did something bad, obviously, they did something bad. It's not excusable. But this is just talking about, is there an energy of you guys maybe being too critical, not focusing enough on the positive things that someone brings to the table, and maybe only focusing on the negative things, right? And maybe that's where this tower energy is coming from, because again, it's she's the one that blew up the tower. So there's something that I think that you guys might have done or came across in a certain way that maybe this person perceived as being too critical. And this can be why they're in this sort of not optimistic space as it pertains to this connection, or why they're in their feelings, or why they feel like they can't really fully talk to you, because perhaps they're scared that you're going to come through with some sort of a critical energy here. Let's get one more. What else does pile 1 need to know? Ooh. And that's on a gradient, you guys. A lot of these cards are very intense in nature. So just keep in mind that it may not be that intense in every scenario. Let's see what else. Pile 1. We also have seeking perfection. Everyone has flaws. Choose only 5 must-haves and deal breakers that matter. Yeah. So even more of this, this message of being too critical, right? This is really good advice. Regardless of this situation that's coming your way, this is great advice for really any single person out there. I think a lot of times, especially if we've been single a long time, or we've put up with a lot of BS over the years with different people, you tend to make this list that just gets longer and longer and longer of what you do want, what you don't want. I think it's important, though, to narrow it down to, the card says, 5 must-haves, 5 deal breakers, because that prevents you from being overtly nitpicky. And sometimes when that list is too long and too detailed, we're sort of we got to ask ourselves, are we even realistically going to meet someone that's exactly like this? So really thinking about, what are the 5 qualities that I must have, non-negotiables, in a partner? What are the 5 things that are absolute deal breakers in a partner? So if I encounter one of these deal breakers, then I know this isn't the right fit for me. And then what I like to do as well is after I've done my must-haves and my deal breakers, I'll also make another list of like nice to haves. So nice to haves are kind of like, it'd be cool if they had this quality or this hobby or whatever, but it's not something that I have to be happy with someone. You guys also do have pent-up anger coming up here at the bottom. And I do see here with the Tower card, this is a lot of Mars energy, so that is kind of a very angry energy, or sometimes, an active or aggressive energy. Not saying you guys are any of those things, but this basically is just getting at there's unresolved feelings from the past. And there's that past life card coming up. And it says unresolved feelings from your past are making you resentful toward others. So maybe this person, this situation is sort of still coming through for you in this reading, even though it's been long gone. And the reason it's coming through is because Spirit is saying there's still some sort of unresolved feelings that you need to dig into in order to be able to move on and release yourself and be able to draw in the type of partner that you ultimately desire here. And I could see like where, this situation may have been a situation that didn't go well for you. Maybe they did you dirty, whatever it is. There was a Tower moment. It can definitely be a lot to move forward and forgive from situations like that. But I think ultimately, if you guys are wanting to move forward into the future and move forward into new love and new opportunities, there's some inner work here that's needing attention. There's some healing work that needs to be done to help you just release this past energy. Once it's released, you can start to draw in new love, new situations that are going to serve you in your highest good. So pile one, this reading was a little intense. I would love to hear from you in the comments how you feel like it resonates with your situation and what you think of some of the advice cards that came up. So please comment below, let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you are notified when I upload new content, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in a new reading really soon. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, if you guys picked out this fluorite crystal, this is going to be your singles love reading. I'm going to start with kind of the overall energy headed your way. We'll look and get some specific detail on, the dynamics at play in your situation. And then we're going to focus a good amount of time of your reading on advice, guidance, to help you as you navigate the situation or navigate your love life in general. Please, like I said in the intro, please come into this singles reading with an open mind and a growth mindset. Please don't shoot the messenger, guys. The last time I did a singles reading, I feel like people were getting a little frustrated in the comments. I have no control over what comes through, okay? So I'm just going to deliver the message to you as candidly and kindly as I can, all right? So pile 2, we have trust. It says transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. We do have strictly sexual coming up. And we have union. So right off the bat, I already feel like this group is desiring a serious relationship, something where you could maybe go the distance with a person in marriage or having that long-term partnership. And I wonder if what's coming up for you is that a lot of partners or maybe a specific person may be only surface level. You know what I mean? And I totally know how this feels, by the way. Maybe some of you guys attract a lot of people that are like this because of the way that you look or the energy that you exude. But there's definitely like a connection here that I feel is like you're wanting it to go into union, but maybe right now it's only in this passionate stage, or it's only a physical sort of surface level stage. And this may be a specific connection for some. It might just be the energy of connections in general for others. So we do have trust. So there's a need here to, like the card says, sort of lean back from this a little bit. Don't try to control it or manipulate it to be a certain way that it isn't. Acceptance is what's being asked of you. So if you guys are finding yourselves in a situation where someone is strictly sexual with you, you kind of just have to accept it for what it is, right? Just accept it for what it is and release it. It's interesting this card says once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. I don't know that I completely agree with that. It might for some of you, because it's interesting. We do start with strictly sexual, and then if we trust, it might transform. What I feel though, because you're not going to be able to totally change a person's intentions or the energy or headspace that they're in, right? You can only control yourself in the way that you respond to things. So I think if you guys are connecting with someone that is treating you in this manner or coming into it in this headspace, and then you pull back your energy and accept like, hey, this isn't really what I'm looking for, so I'm just going to pull back right now. What it does do is it allows you to get closer to the type of union that you're ultimately desiring here, right? If you pulling back gets this type of person to step forward to you in the right way, that's a win, right? But if you pulling back releases this person, that's also a win because it opens you up to new possibilities, okay? So I want to start with, let's get into some tarot cards next. We're going to first look at kind of a card to represent the situation itself so we can get a little bit more clarity here. So let's get some info for pile 2 about the situation itself, clarifying our energies that we have here on the board. Situation itself. What is the situation for pile 2? The 8 of Cups. Yeah, oh my gosh, this makes a lot of sense. Let me look at your energy, my viewer. Pile 2, my viewer's energy with regard to the situation. 4 of Wands. And any person or general energies of people involved in this situation. The Queen of Wands. Okay. We do have a 4 of Swords here at the bottom. So there could also be an energy of you guys coming out of hibernation a little bit, coming out of a time of rest or, mental recovery from something in love. Maybe some of you guys haven't really done a lot of dating recently. I could see that being the case here. What I feel though for you guys, I think this is a really good, really empowering reading for you, pile 2. Because it definitely feels like you guys have done a lot of work and a lot of healing. And with the 8 of Cups, I feel that you guys with this situation are learning that like, if it's not fulfilling, you can walk away. You know what I mean? There's an energy of if something is not what I'm looking for, I'm going to walk away and search for greener pastures. I'm going to walk away out of love for myself. You know what I mean? This is such an interesting depiction because it's like there's all these 8 cups here. Maybe this is kind of symbolic of, the amount of people you guys have tried dating or just relationships past that did not fill you up. You know what I mean? They didn't fill you up. Maybe you guys stuck around because it was filling an immediate need for you. Maybe you stuck around. There's various reasons why we try to stick things out, right? But now you're in a place of surrender and saying, you know what? I'm walking away. I love myself more than I love these cups that are not filling me up. You know what I mean? So with this situation, there is an energy of like someone presenting to you. If somebody is presenting to you in a way that's not in alignment with your values and what it is that you're desiring for yourself, you're going to just walk away and discover other things, discover more about self, discover other partnerships that are going to be better aligned to you. I do see here with this Queen of Wands for some of you guys, this is definitely kind of an energy of someone who is very confident, very magnetic. This is supposed to resemble like a person of significance. So this could definitely be someone, again, that's more in their sexual energy, more in their passionate energy. This could be somebody that's more focused on the physical of things, right? But, I don't think that the Queen of Wands is necessarily always someone that's only about these things, right? This is somebody who's confident, someone that's magnetic, somebody who also knows their worth, So it may not necessarily be that anyone you guys are connecting with is only capable of this. And this can be why maybe we have this energy of trusting and accepting it for what it is right now, and then energetically distancing yourself from it so that this type of person can come towards you in the right way. But I do see for my viewers with this 4 of Wands that you guys are open. I think that you guys are in a place coming up in love where you're open to receiving love. I think there's an energy here of you guys maybe being a little bit more social, getting out there a little bit more, spending more time with friends, family, community. There's celebration energy here. So it's like I think that you guys are in a great place of having a lot to celebrate as it pertains to your love life, having a lot to celebrate with regard to your love life in general, or just your life in general, your friendships, things like that. So this Four of Wands is also sort of like a soulmate card. You're being open to allowing your soulmate to walk through the door, allowing the right person to walk through the door. But if they walk in the door and it's not the right energy, you're walking away instead of sticking around and trying to change the situation or see the situation for something that it's not. Okay, so let's get into next pile two, some of the advice. So I want to look to see like any blockages that you should be aware of with regard to your love life at this time. What might be standing in your way energetically? So let's see. It really feels like you guys are moving from short-term relationships to long-term relationships. So for pile two, what's potentially blocking them from love or standing in their way? We have being cold. You seem unapproachable because you are aloof. Try being more friendly. Okay, this actually makes sense with the Four of Wands because I think of the Four of Wands as a very like welcoming card. And I think some of you guys might already be aware of this. Maybe some of you, I know I have this issue sometimes where like, I'm just very protective of my energy. So sometimes when I'm in certain situations, like the gym, for instance, I have like major RBF and closed off body language. And I think you guys are kind of already aware that maybe you're a little unapproachable at times. And so the Four of Wands is actually telling me that you're in a place of trying to open up a little bit more, soften that body language, and try to just be a little bit more available, be a little bit more, as the card says, friendly, so that people feel comfortable approaching you. And maybe this is part of the work you've been doing. Maybe when you guys have been open in the past, it's attracted in these types of people. And this might have been what's caused you to cool off your energy a little bit, right? But you also want to be approachable for these types of people because that's what you guys are ultimately wanting, it seems. Let's see. We also have being a victim. This says you feel helpless to change your love life, but you can change whenever you want. I feel like this card comes up a lot in my singles love readings. I feel like it did, at least in one of the piles, last time that I did this video. And this does not mean that you guys are like, I'm not saying you're being a victim, quote unquote. But what this is really getting at is that if you're not happy with your own circumstances in love, you're the only one that has the capacity to change it, right? And I think that's what's happening here with this Eight of Cups. I think there is an energy of saying like, I don't have to be stuck in these types of energies. I don't have to be in this mindset of thinking the only types of people that approach me are these types of people. Like, it's about moving into a growth mindset and asking, what have I learned? Or what can I still learn? What can I shift? What can I do differently? Because there's always something that we can learn or do differently in order to create a different outcome for ourselves. You guys also have fear, loneliness at the bottom of the deck. It says you stay in bad relationships because you're lonely. Be okay being with yourself. And this could be something that you guys are also transforming and leaving behind from the past. Maybe there was an energy of hanging on to certain situations here with the Eight of Cups because you wanted that companionship, and that's okay. Like, it's a human nature thing. And I think a lot of your advice cards feel like you guys are already on the way to doing this work, or you've already done some of this work. Because again, the Eight of Cups is about walking towards self, right? After the Eight of Cups, we have the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is about complete emotional fulfillment with self. It's about saying like, I don't really need a relationship to make me happy. I just need myself. I'm just looking for happiness within my life in general, happiness within self. And so I think you guys are definitely on the way, if you're not already, to that ultimate fulfillment of being emotionally stable and happy and filled with self. Fulfilled, better word. And so when you're so happy in that Nine of Cups energy, you get to a place where some of this other stuff, like when people in this energy try to step to you, you can already feel that they're going to disturb your peace. And so you don't even go there. You know what I mean? And I think this is kind of the crux of your reading, pile 2. It just feels like you guys are in a transitional phase in love where you are walking ahead towards self and that self-fulfillment, so that it's a lot easier for you to turn down these types of energies that don't serve you in your highest good. But there is a need here for you guys to make sure that you're still not totally closed off to everybody, because I see that you guys are wanting that committed relationship, you know? So it's going to be important that you don't shut yourself off altogether and that you are open still. You just have to be discerning about like these types. So pile 2, this is actually a really beautiful reading, and it feels like you guys are kind of already on your way to getting what you want. So it's really exciting to see. I would love to hear from you in the comments how this is resonating with your life and your love situation. So please drop me a note below. Let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you guys are notified when I upload new videos. And I look forward to seeing you in a new reading soon. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you guys picked out this pink Rhodochrosite heart, this is going to be your singles love reading. So we're going to start with overall energy of what's headed your way. We'll get some more details and info as to what this energy is about for you. And then, as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to focus a good portion of your reading on uncovering any blockages, getting some guidance and advice for you so that you guys feel empowered to really take your love life into your own hands as you move forward, okay? Also, please, guys, growth mindset with this reading, okay? I cannot control what comes through. So try to go into this with an open mind, to just try to accept and hear whatever comes through for you, okay? So starting us off, we have romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. We have leap of faith. It's safe to make the move you're considering. And we have new love. Yes. Okay, pile 3. I'm excited for you. So definitely I'm seeing what's next in love for you is new love. There's a new person coming into your life, or maybe an unknown person, like the card says. So some of you guys may not know who this is just yet. Others of you might know who it is. With leap of faith coming up here, there is sort of an element of like taking a risk here. So for some of you, you may actually already kind of know who this person is, and you're considering like maybe putting yourselves out there to let them know how you feel, because there's definitely an energy of love and romance and being romantically interested in someone and vice versa. What else was I going to say? The other energy I'm getting from this is, you know, just in general with leap of faith, when it comes to new situations in love, there is always going to be kind of an element of like taking a risk or putting yourself out there. So even for some of you guys, if this is not like a specific new person coming in for you, this is the energy of being ready for new love, of being excited about new love, desiring new love, and knowing that you have to kind of take that leap to put yourself in situations to meet new love, if that makes sense, okay? So let's move into some tarot, get some more info for you guys. So let's take a look at the energy of this situation just in general here for pile 3. So tell us more about this situation for pile 3. So we have a Knight of Wands. Let's get your energy with regard to the situation, my viewer. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And let's get any person of significance or just general energies of people of significance to this connection for pile 3 on the right. 10 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. All right. So Knight of Wands is telling me there's definitely passionate energy with this situation here. So this could be a specific connection where you feel really swept off of your feet, potentially. You know, the Knight of Wands is definitely chemistry, it's passion, it's excitement, it's even like adventure. I'm really looking at how like this is just like a very adventurous sort of scene, right? Like he's on the broom, he's got his wand, there's a dragon in the distance flying out over nature. You know what I mean? So there's an adventure here, a risk here that's being taken with putting yourself out there to this person. But what's really cool that I see, you guys, is that you, my viewer, are in a very controlled and grounded energy with regard to the situation with the Queen of Pentacles. You know, this is an energy where, like, maybe even though this situation feels really exciting and fun, you're still very much responsible. You know, you're taking responsibility and accountability for yourself. You're taking responsibility and accountability for your responsibilities that you have to do in life outside of the situation. It's definitely an energy of not allowing yourself to get totally swept up in new love. You still have your feet firmly planted on the ground. Some of you guys, there's an energy of like work here, money, finances, abundance, things like that. You guys know that you're abundant, and you know, I think, what you deserve, and you know what you're ultimately desiring. I feel like this group is desiring more of a serious relationship, more of a long-term partnership, because you guys have all this prosperity and abundance that you've built out for yourselves. And I think that you're wanting somebody who is going to be able to match your energy in that way, right? So there's still fun and excitement here, but you guys are in control, which is a good place to be. Now, this potential person that's coming in for you, this is interesting because they're over here with a 10 of Swords. They're over here with a 10 of Swords. This is a person who may not be in the best place in their life. This is a person who might be struggling or may have hit rock bottom recently in their life, and they're trying to get out of it, is what I feel. I think they're trying to move forward with their life. They're trying to get over it. This is a person who has been hurt. You see here how we have, like, they've been stabbed in the back, and then this person just ran away, and they're just kind of reaching for their broom. You know, so there's definitely on this person side of things some fears, some mental exhaustion maybe regarding love. It's interesting. It's like you guys show up as being very empowered, and this person is like, you know, has gone through something. I do think, though, that they're coming out of it because they're reaching for their broom and they're trying to get back on their feet. You know what I mean? The sun is rising, right? It's sort of like the dawn of a new day. The worst is over. We can only go up from here. So this person that you guys are potentially connecting with, they may still be sort of recovering from a situation. And maybe a part of this connection of being with you or exploring with you, having fun together, is sort of helping to revive them from their rock bottom energy that they've been experiencing, or revive them, bring them out of this time of darkness or mental exhaustion. So this is really interesting. Actually, pile 3, I want to get another card for that 10 of Swords. What is this 10 of Swords? Tell us more about this potential person for pile number 3. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely new love energy coming up for sure. This is definitely going to be a person who sees this connection as potential, like high level of potential for new love and emotional abundance and compatibility. New beginnings in love. I think this person definitely has feelings for you. It's good to see this for you, pile 3. Not that you're not interested or don't have feelings, but you're in a very practical space. I think you guys are still wanting to kind of take it slow, really make sure that you're properly vetting this person, still putting yourselves out there. But this person is the one that definitely seems like they have feelings for you with the Ace of Cups. So I want to next transition into the advice portion of the reading, pile 3. So we're just going to look to see if there's any blockages or anything that you should be aware of with regard to this situation, anything energetically that could be blocking you. As you move forward here in love. So for pile 3, what is potentially energetically blocking them as they navigate love? burned out. This says, you feel emotionally burnt out right now. Retreat and recover before continuing. This almost is like that person's energy is what I feel for a lot of you guys. Now, again, this is a general reading, so maybe for some of you guys that chose group 3, this is your energy and this is your person's energy. So take it as it resonates for you. But there's definitely something here, a message about making sure that you're keeping your emotions in check. If you're feeling burnt out, or if you're not feeling like doing something, take some time, back away from it. Don't force yourself to be out there just because you feel like you should. I feel like this really pertains to this person, because this together is giving me kind of like emotional burnout, having gone through a tough time. So this might be something for you guys to keep in mind as you're navigating the situation. Like, if you're the one that's here in your power and stable, and this person is not necessarily in the best place, you may just need to be aware of the fact that this person is going to be easily burnt out, which kind of makes sense with this Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is usually an energy of coming in hot, but then burning down really fast, because it's not a sustainable level of energy to always be at. So just keep that in mind. Let's get another one here for pile 3. We have expectations. When you expect too much, no one measures up. Ditch your list. Want what's real. Yeah, so I think just making sure that you guys are keeping it real with yourself about what this is. You guys definitely seem like the one that's showing up as being more empowered, you know, the one that has, like, this is the person that's going to have a higher level of expectation because you have achieved a certain level of success in life. You've done a certain level of inner work on yourself, you know, so just making sure if you guys have a list, that the list is realistic. You know what I mean? Don't accept less than what you deserve. Like, that's not what this is saying. Just make sure that you don't have unrealistic expectations. So one thing that came up in one of the other groups was making a list of 5 must-haves and 5 deal breakers, and just keeping it very simple. So that way you're not having this super detailed checklist that every person has to meet that would be unrealistic. So 5 must-haves, 5 deal breakers, and then you guys could even do another list that's like nice-to-haves, where it's like, well, it'd be nice if they liked XYZ, but they don't have to. Okay. We also have at the bottom of the deck playing games. You don't need to play games to keep the right one interested in you. So not feeling like you have to, especially if this person's energy burns out really fast or comes across as a little in and out. This is just about being yourself. So like, no matter what this person chooses to do or these people choose to do, if this is an energy of people, you guys are just being guided to just be authentic to who you are, and who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares what the other person really thinks, because you're showing up as you in this situation, acting how you would normally act in any situation. No need to make yourself more exciting, or no need to like do the whole thing where like, oh, they didn't text me right away, so I'm going to take 5 hours to text them back in return. Like, that's kind of the energy of playing games. So just make sure that you guys aren't falling into this. But, you know, pile 3, this looks like a really positive reading. It definitely looks like you have an opportunity here for new love coming through for you. So I would love to hear from you in the comments, kind of like how you feel it resonates, if you've met someone yet, even coming into this reading. So please drop me a comment below and let me know. And if you guys are not already, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and hit the bell so that you will be notified when I upload new videos. I look forward to seeing you in a new one soon. Bye.